Hi, this is Dee with Divine Needle, and my husband's sitting here too.
Hello.
Oh boy, that reading I did today. It wouldn't stop bugging me because something hidden behind a message in a crop circle was really bugging me. And the one with the alien face popped up in my head with this disc that turns out to written in ASCII code, which is a binary language. Computers, right? The reading, the cluster of 3, they were talking about a cluster of 3. Okay, and that there's some message, hidden message in here. Anyway, this crop circle, this whole thing's been bugging me all day because I didn't stop. Once I finished the video, my brain kept spinning on it. And I kept getting more information incoming. Anyway, cluster of 3 right there. That is Orion's belt. Or at least they think it is. The representation. And then a picture of a gray with this ASCII disc. Today's reading said there's more behind this, and I'm like, oh. So I started digging. If you guys have been keeping up, you know that Nell and I visited Ash Cave again here recently. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, it didn't stop bugging me. This didn't stop bugging me at all. So I finally found the actual crop circle and what its name was. It's called the Crabwood Alien Crop Circle. This particular video talks about it. 911 was the time of the video. You know, 911 calling emergency, etc. This video to me was insignificant because it was almost like making a joke of it. And then I found a couple of videos that were done by the History Channel. One February 26, 2022, so very recent. Rogue Planets on a Collision Course, Doomsday. It's Season 1, Episode 9, and it was just published recently here on YouTube. Yeah. Then I looked up Nemesis because I knew it came as a, because I remember hearing stories and I don't remember exactly where. I've studied a lot of things over the last 20 some odd years, 25 years. DNA and everything else under the sun, literally. I remembered hearing something about there being 2, see the Shiva hypothesis, the dance of Shiva, the 10 of Swords, right?
The World's card.
The World card, what does that have to do with anything?
The goddess, she holds 2 staffs, and she's dancing. And that's called the dance of Shiva.
Oh, okay.
In my studies, anyway.
Okay. All right. All right. Now I get what you're saying. Okay. So, this is, it didn't tell me much of anything except for about these theories about this star system that comes through, and them claiming that they have not found one. But I distinctly remember them saying they found a black and red something in near space to our proximity of our planets, right? And that was back a few years ago that I saw that. That would have been, wow.
Long time ago.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I don't know. Anyway, then here's another one from the History Channel. Giant Death Star threatens Earth, the universe, season 6 history. This one was posted March 5th, 2020. In the reading that I did, remember that V sign, the 5, kept standing out for me too. It's interesting because we have March, which is a 3, remember the cluster of 3, and then this 5, the V symbol. I'll put links in the description to these. But where things start getting crazy is I start digging a little further, and I found this article on interestingly.com. I read all of it, but this piece out of the center is what caught my attention. And the article, let's see, let me go up to the top. Apparently, there are 3 killer planets rapidly heading toward Earth. Planet 9, Nibiru, Nemesis. And it's very confusing. Posted July 18th, 2016. Okay? Now, I go down, and I talk about Zachariah Stitchin writing about it. Then here it says, there's more. Ancient astronauts from mysterious planet apparently visited Earth about 400,000 years ago and genetically engineered the inhabitants, creating us humans. The idea of the Nibiru cataclysm originated with Nancy Leder of Wisconsin, a Wisconsin woman who claims that as a girl she was contacted by gray extraterrestrials called Zetas. Now, we know there's more than 2 types of grays. There's the Solipsi ray, which are small ones that are supposed to be really bad. And then there's a taller race, and I think that's these Zetas, who implanted a communications device in her brain. She said that she was chosen to warn mankind that Nibiru would sweep through the inner solar system in May of 2003. There's the 5. And then the thing that got me is, what if it was 2023 and not 2003? Though the date has been somewhat postponed. The prediction pops up frequently in popular media and has been embraced by many internet doomsday groups. Interesting. Despite the buzz, there's no scientific evidence supporting the planet's existence. Once again, they found a bunch of rogue stuff that they've admitted to. But what we all know, they mix truth with lies, right? Then I came across this video, possible message from extraterrestrial to people on Earth in Crabwood Crop Circle from 2002. It is 2022. This is we are now 20 years later. Okay? May 17th, 2021 is when this was posted, so almost a year ago. Didn't we go to Ash Cave in May too for your birthday?
Probably. I'm not too sure. I don't think we went.
Okay. Remember, some very tiny blue beings took myself and my daughter, not at the same time, on separate occasions away from each other. And she thought it was a dream, and I know better. It wasn't a dream. Tiny blue guys took me out through my bedroom wall. Through, well, a closet. Interesting. And they showed me a planet on fire. They showed my daughter the same thing. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that when my husband and I went out to Ash Cave the first time, we took ashes from Ambrose, and we did a ceremony, and we consecrated, baptized the feathered serpent, who is aka Uriel, aka Inky, aka a whole bunch of names.
Yep.
And we baptized my husband in that cave.
Yep.
Don't forget that. Also, don't forget, in that same time frame last year, I got a photograph as I was picking my husband up. We were meeting at a restaurant. And I took a picture, and it looked like two suns in the sky. And I was like, 2 suns? Why are they telling me about 2 suns? Okay. So those are some refreshers, reminders of some videos of the past and things that happened in the past. We've had a lot of weird stuff happening here.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of weird stuff.
Can I even count them?
Yeah, wow. Including a very strange event the other day where it sounded like a wind, like somebody blowing through a giant straw.
And today it felt like missing time.
And it's, today we've both felt like we were missing time. That night with that straw sound, like wind going through a straw, but really super freaking loud. We were sitting in the office, my son, myself, and my husband. We all heard it. And it sounded like a massive vehicle coming down our alleyway, didn't it?
Yep.
And I jumped up and ran outside immediately. I about ran my son over trying to get out the door. Not kidding. And I didn't grab my phone. Now, I did take it out a little bit later and record the sound, and it's on. I got it recorded, but it went on for a really long time, and we have no idea what it was.
It was something.
It was during storms, which is interesting because I've caught ships in the storm clouds during storms before, back in Bolivar. Interesting. Anyway,
I saw UFOs and all kinds of shit.
All kinds of stuff has happened, including we lost Hades on the 11th.
Was it 11th?
Yeah, it was on the 11th of January, 1/11. Remember, I said now I hate that number because we lost him on a crosswalk, on a bridge, right? A crosswalk. Anyway, it's just, I'm talking out loud, connecting dots right now. Then I saw this video. Now I've got it muted, but they have the words on the screen. So we're going to watch this together. I hope you're ready for this because I about crap my pants. I'll put a link in the description so that you can listen to it verbally. This crop circle appeared in 2002 in a field of wheat near a place called Crabwood in the UK. It displays 3 prominent features. These. First we see, 3 prominent features. First, we see a humanoid figure, but one with facial features and a body habitus that would be very atypical for a human being. Many will note that the being's image very closely resembles what we all have heard in various physical descriptions of a gray alien extraterrestrial being. In the image, this ET being is not portrayed as being extremely warm and fuzzy. Second, we see that this ET being has a hand with fingers, and in that left hand, that's interesting because the left hand is where my pentacles are. Okay, in that left hand, this. Gray ET being is holding a disc that resembles a CD or a DVD. Third, we see 3 points in alignment over the being's right shoulder, and these 3 points might represent the constellation of Orion or Orion's belt. Interesting because I told you guys about Remote Viewing Farsight Institute. They talk about their Orion group, okay? Now, my husband seems to think that this showing that is a warning us about them. Amazingly, this image is real. This crop circle did exist in a UK wheat field in 2002 before it was cut out by a farmer who harvested the wheat. What we do not know for certain is how it was made, who made it, and for exactly what purpose. These are details yet to be discovered, but that we soon need to find out. The Crabwood Formation was quite large in size, hundreds of feet long, and precisely executed with no apparent errors. The technique used to create the image, horizontal lines of varying height, has not been, let me back that up, has not been repeated in any other crop circle discovered to date. Compelling details concerning this crop circle have been uncovered in a lecture by Helena's own David Flynn describing his quite brilliant insights into the details of the Crabwood crop circle. This is crop circle. This is arguably one of the most important crop circles ever created among the many thousands that have appeared worldwide. Focusing on the disc, crop circle researcher Paul Vigay discovered that the disc displays a message encoded in an ASCII binary code. Determined that the message beginning at the center of the disc and spiraling out to the edge of the disc reads as follows. Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe. There is good out there. Good, G-U-D. Oh, that one guy. Good is God. Good and God are the same thing, the same word. Good. In the old Celtic Norse is G-U-D, good. And so when you say the word good, you're saying their word for God. Okay? There is good out there. We oppose deception. conduit closing. We oppose deception. Conduit closing, and then a bell sound. Clearly, the message is intended to be a heads-up message, a warning. But who's being warned in exactly what situation is it that this message is attempting to bring to our attention? I say our attention because the crop circle is clearly intended as a communication to every world citizen. Is this message one of which we should all give our attention? Based on my reading today, that would be a confirmation with a big fat yes. Crabwood of August 2002 was one of the most important crop pictures ever because it gave us a message directly in English using 8-bit ASCII code. Yet some people have wondered whether it might have been a human-made fake because the message is somewhat obscure. There were two other important messages hidden within the 1368-digit binary code from its spiral disk. 1368. I need to write that down because something just occurred to me. 1368. Okay. One involves false capitalization while the other involved extra digits. Both were meant to remind us about the dramatic events of July 1952 when a fleet of unfriendly gray aliens, one of who was pictured at Crabtree. So these aren't the good guys. They're trying to warn you about the Orion group, the same group that Farsight Institute's been trying to tell you guys about. The Orion group. They flew over Washington, D.C. and terrified the nation. Crabwood was made to mark the 50th anniversary of that dramatic event. Now keep in mind, what happened today is 20 years later from the Crabwood. Okay? Dramatic event, and to repeat the original 1954 warning to us about the Greys. The Orion group. A drawing from 1967 showed a message on a spiral disc similar to what appeared. Now this is wild. This is from 67. I was born in 64. I was 3 years old when this drawing was done. In crops 35 years later at Crabwood in 2002, the several kinds of Mayan imagery. Keep that in mind. It's Mayan. This drawing by an unknown Russian artist in 1967 showed a message on a spiral disc. See the hand holding the disc here? Being given to mankind by an alien or angel. Remember, I've told you on my streams many times, aliens and angels are the same damn thing. And so are demons. Okay. This Russian wrote this strange dream down about an ASCII crop picture of August 15, 2002 at Crabwood in southern England. On August 19, 2002, before researcher Martin Keetle in Finland had heard about the amazing ASCII message, which appeared in crops at Crabwood in southern England 4 days earlier. August 15th, he received and recorded on his website an instructional dream that the place is a schoolroom. This is a Tapani or Tapani Kovula, a Finnish UFO researcher, is presenting a huge book. Now, this is a dream that this guy's having of this Swedish researcher presenting a book. A huge book. This is the pictures he wrote down of the dream. He says the book has been received from space. It is written in an unknown language, but has been partly decoded. It tells about future changes, for example, about our new sun. Remember? 2 suns. They gave me 2 suns in that picture. I showed it to you on a stream. About our new sun. Then a woman speaks. This is the picture he drew of a mysterious woman. She says she has something to say about the Mayans. Next, she disappears, and there's a huge snake image appears instead. The feathered serpent. The snake speaks to me in a low male voice. Remember, Quetzalcoatl, Ash Cave, got baptized, Archangel Uriel. So, a mysterious woman, and then suddenly shifts into a feathered serpent. And speaking in a low male voice. It says that I have an important task to perform, but I don't have to do it alone, because there's a mysterious woman and a snake. An archangel called Uriel. Quetzalcoatl. A whole bunch of other names, right? It swirls around me in the form of a spiral, and I feel strong, loving energy radiate from it. It gives me a small plastic box filled with red plates. Interesting. My husband's favorite color is red. Each plate has some kind of text written on it. The snake says they are instructions. It should take out 1 plate at a time as necessary. 1 plate or 8 binary digits. In ASCII, stand 1 for 1 written letter in English. Then he goes back to the center of the room and is replaced by the same woman. So the snake and the woman comes back. She seems unaware of what has just happened. Yet she says again that we need to listen to the Mayans. Remember they told me about the age of Aquarius, and they use that Mayan calendar thing to tell me about it. And I've conjectured that 2012 is actually 2021 because the calendars were messed with. I just got done, looking at that and how the calendar's way off. Anyway, you can thank Rome for that. It is very important. The dream continues. I'm in a group of people and I feel connected to them. We are discussing how Earth children will be prepared for an upcoming spiritual change in the world, although Earth governments won't support it. After receiving that dream, Martin played a key role in decoding the ASCII to crop message. Independently from Paul Vigay in England or Linda Howe in the USA. So somebody not connected. Remember, whenever you see somebody getting huge numbers of views and stuff like that and being pushed out in front of you, you need to be suspicious and maybe look elsewhere for your info. Because, well, anyway, we won't get into that. But, so they wanted somebody else independently from these two and their translation of what that disc says. Then it says in 2002, it seems to read Ia live, Ia live, live. When it was decoded, the fashion of a 1974 radio message from Arecibo Observatory to the stars. Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe there is good out there. Good. God. Get it? G-U-D. I just watched that video the other day. I'll try to remember to link it in the description. It's about the words and what they meant. And G-U-D in the Norse was God. So every time you say the word good, you're talking about God. Okay. We oppose deception. So do I. Sword of truth, sword of clarity, sword of destiny, ace of swords. Damn right. Conduit closing.
Can I jump in with
the
word good?
Yeah.
My language, you have like a measure, right? Measuring something. And it's called Mat. And Mat just happens to be the goddess as well.
Mott. And she wrote
Mat. What?
She wrote laws.
Well,
Commandments.
She's the original goddess.
Yeah. Mott. Yeah.
Spelled exactly the same. And also, Mat can also mean your friend.
Right.
Crazy, right?
In your language.
In my language, yeah.
Wow. In Dutch. Okay. Anyway, Ia Inky Space. Ia Live. More recent analysis of the Crabwood message have shown that it contains not only a primary ASCII code in English, the Dropa stones in Tibet. See, Farsight Institute was talking about the original Vedas came out of the Himalayas, Tibet, an ET race. They mentioned the tiny blue beings. One of the remote viewers saw the tiny blue beings and beings that look like cat people.
Yep.
Dropa stones. When I first saw this, I immediately thought Yaldabaoth. See the angel wing here? See the index finger and the thumb together and the symbol? Right? And then you have, looks like a moon or a planet behind them. Fire coming out this side and like a planet in front of a planet. I don't know. Then here, this I think is supposed to, the three peaks. Remember, it was the three cluster, right? That was in the reading. The drawing from 1967 in Russian seems to predict what appeared in crops in southern England. 35 years later in 2002. 2 months later, on October 13th, 2002, Martin posted an even more remarkable finding on his website. He noticed that the Russian drawing from 1967 apparently matched in some detail the message. So this plate, the spiral disc at Crabwood, looks just like this. They're matching up. A binary message on a spiral disc, an alien landing on, see? Earth from a saucer in the sky, a group of tall mountains on the right, perhaps Machu Picchu, they were saying. In Peru, flames emerging from an alien face on the left, and a large alien face on the left, consisting of several overlapping images and a space-time wormhole or conduit. See? Conduit. Black and white checkerboard. Through which the disk message has been sent, through which it was sent. We can also see in the distant background 2 different Mayan suns. An old, remember I got that picture in the sky of 2 suns. An old one which will set or die in 2012. Remember, the calendar's been messed with. And a new one which will figuratively rise or be born. That's interesting because Cindy of Return to Spirit, is that the name of her channel?
Awakening to Spirit.
Oh, we're Awakening to Spirit. That's right. Cindy, her channel, she just did a reading about a new sun being born. Is it literal or is it figurative or is it both? That's freaky, right?
Yeah.
So another tarot reader got this. Keep in mind also that Ace of Wands is coming out in everybody's darn readings. And the King of Wands and the Sun card and the Star card. They're like, yeah, it's crazy. Some of these symbol images from 1967 match what Martin Keto was told in his lucid dream. Four days after Crabwood crop picture appeared on August 15, 2002, but just before he heard of it. So he got a message just before that crop circle showed up. Furthermore, the message on the spiral disc, which was drawn in Russia in 1967, this picture, seems to bear a close resemblance to the ASCII code spiral disc which appeared in the crops in Crabwood in 2002. The primary ASCII message from that spiral disc was given in English, and its complete text has been transcribed just above the 1967 drawing on the left. Certain secondary features of that message have been omitted for clarity, but can be found in detailed analysis elsewhere. The 2002 disc in crops was much larger than the one drawn in 1967. Only its center has been shown here. Yet some of the binary digits from its center seem to line up with those from the 1967 second drawing in an appropriate fashion. Another important change is going from a first to second version concerned a self-portrait of the artist close to some flames that were drawn emerging from an alien. Face on the left. The first version from Sputnik magazine in 1967 portrayed the artist metaphorically. As a seahorse. A seahorse. Inky, Ia. Yet a second version from 1967 to 1972 portrayed the artist as a tall, thin man with long, pale face and wearing a brown coat. He hardly looks human. The big question, when does much pain but still time begin? Good question, right? This, I don't know why I'm going to click on it. So give me just a second here. Oh, wow. See the beams of light? You know, during the reading, the Sabian Mysteries picture, the Pink Floyd beams of light beaming down. Check this out. This is March 11th, 2022, that this was posted. And I just happened to click on it because it showed up on their thing. That's weird. All right, redstone. Redstone. I don't know what's in this video, but I'm going to include a link for it too. Anyway, yeah, some strange, very strange things lining up with things that I've had happen that line up with those people's dreams, a mysterious woman and a serpent. Quetzalcoatl. Member Sophia Yaldabaoth. So something, this is talking about a major event. And it will be, I don't know, May 2023? I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to do some more readings on this. You know, they keep giving me the V, the 5. Something. Well, I'll sort it out one way or another, but that's just too freaky that this video was talking about a mysterious woman and a feathered serpent talking to him. This Martin Keitel. That's really interesting, right? Am I possibly the one that he picked up on, that mysterious woman? And the feathered serpent. I don't know. Anyway, your guess is as good as mine. Strange. I don't know. Beyond strange, I would say. Of course, that reading was above and beyond. Wow. So if you have any ideas or if you come up with anything else, because I could definitely use your help, any of you that think you might have something you can add to this. Like I said, all of us are pieces to the puzzle. There's people that know things that others don't know, and we're all like pieces to that puzzle. Anyway, I will definitely leave links in the description for all this stuff I kind of went through, and take a look for yourself if you think you can sort out what is going on here, and why all this, some gal saying she's talking to aliens and they warn her about Nibiru coming, and then all this, and it being so the two sons that I got last year, the baptism of the feathered serpent in the cave last year. You just can't even make this up. So everything that has been going on with us is connected to this. And that's why they gave me that reading today. And I'm trying to sort out, and they gave me a second chance because they gave me that reading before in a completely different way. The cards weren't the same. And I trashed that video because, who's going to post a video talking about this stuff? Seriously. And it's either going to be a stupendous failure or a stupendous aha moment. Sword of truth. Destiny. And I've worried about posting my prediction videos, the readings, because of lack of faith in myself. And I keep getting the faith card, the Hierophant. And yeah, some oracle cards that have been saying the same thing. So this time I did not trash my video. I uploaded it. Live or die by the sword, I just heard. Live or die by the sword of truth, right? Wow. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Just throw me under the bus. Anyway, I just heard that from my team. Anyway, yeah. Any of you that have pieces to the puzzle and think you know what's happening here, there's a warning and there's like Judgment Day, portal closing, stuff going on here. And a birth of a new son, a second son. They told me that last year, remember? And then it pops up in this video and I'm like, what? And then a mysterious woman and a feathered serpent. Well, that would be my husband and myself probably at that cave doing our thing.
Could be.
Maybe. I mean, what's the likelihood of all this matching up? Well, we've learned one thing. There are no coincidences. Anyway, any help you can be, please, please comment or send me an email. Email's in the description. So, yeah, I'm just kind of blown away. I still want to know what was coming down the alley that night. That sound
Probably never know.
coming out of the sky. Yeah, it was, wow, can't even, yeah, I can't describe it. There was 3 of us sitting here. I'm sure the rest of the town had to have heard that. They did in Bolivar. A bunch of people called the police when the ships were going over that night. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Me. Just kind of puking it all out for you. Everything that I've come across today. And like the reading didn't stop after I shut off the camera. And I find this. Just wow. Okay. So my mind's blown. I hope you guys are too, because, well, nothing should shock me by now, but man, this about blew my mind when I saw this, and the whole thing about some ETs, the other gal, that was talking about Nibiru. Where was that? I don't remember now. Oh, this one right here. Nancy Leader, with somebody from Wisconsin, talking to Zetas. Remember, we have Calypsy rays and Zetas, and then we got the little blue guys too. I've seen some things that show that the Calypsy rays are the bad guys and the taller grays are okay. I don't know for sure. Don't know. But she was talking a device in her brain to them, talking about the same event. Wow. Nemesis. Now, what's cool or what's weird, I don't know if it's cool or weird, but remember, Nemesis is, remember, there was 2 ships that I think I remember. It's weird because I don't know if I got in somebody's head or if that person was me. But there's 2 ships that I designed, one named Arcadia, aka Heaven, the land of Pan, the land of the feathered serpent, and the other ship named Nemesis. No, I'm not joking. For any of you that didn't see those past videos. That's just freaky, right? Anyway, I'm done. That's what I got for you. I don't even know what to say beyond that. I'm sitting here completely perplexed and trying to figure out what they're telling me. So I'm sure there's going to be some more readings on this. Pretty sure about that. Really sure, especially since other tarot readers are coming up with this new sun being born. I'm not the only one. We're all connected, remember. All pieces to the puzzle. Wonder if there's a way to get a hold of Cindy and tell her about this. From Awakening to Spirit, her channel.
She probably has an email.
Because she picked up on it. I don't know if she does or not.
She probably has an email.
Anyway, I'll tell her, or one of you guys, if you happen to know her or have conversations, correspondence with each other. Let her know about this, that it's coming up here too. Anyway, have a really good week, and we'll try to sort this out, whatever it meant. It's big, I know that. Anyway, have a good one. Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.